I'm Ron Harpelle, and I'm one of the, I guess, co-applicants for the ReSDA project. My role with ReSDA, as it was defined, was to develop a series of 4 documentary films that would deal with the work that is being done in various 4 theme areas, and that we would make these films available to schools and other institutions across the north, communities across the north. Essentially, for those of you who are researchers, you'll understand that the funding agency that we know and love, the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, insists that you have a knowledge mobilization plan, knowledge transfer to communities. Essentially, the people in Ottawa are concerned now that, and it's about time perhaps, that too much of what we do as academics never reaches the people that are being studied or for whom the information is probably most appropriate. So they're investing an awful lot of money, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in knowledge mobilization. And so my role in ReSDA has evolved somewhat, but basically I'm dealing with some knowledge mobilization. You'll meet Kelly in just a minute. Kelly and I work together. We've made several films together. By the way, I'm a historian by training, but I'm also a filmmaker, and Kelly and I have worked on a number of different projects over the years. The 2 projects that we are working on now, one with a certain amount of ReSDA support, in-kind support. One is called Pulp Friction, which doesn't mean very much to people in Iqaluit because it deals with trees. The trees in northern Finland, trees in northern Ontario, and trees in a country that's nowhere near the Arctic, Uruguay. And it deals with the shifting economies. Pulp mills closing in one part of the world and opening in another part of the world. So it's about globalization, essentially. The other project that we've just begun, we just received funding with John Sandhorst and Arne Keeling, who are also members of ReSDA, is called Toxic Legacies. And it deals specifically with the giant mine in Yellowknife and the 250,000 tons of arsenic that are now under the territory of the Yellowknife Dene First Nation that will have to be frozen in perpetuity in order for it not to enter the water table and pollute not only the Dene First Nation but the rest of the planet forever. So those are the 2 projects that we're currently working on that fit within the scope of ReSDA. The other thing that I've done with ReSDA is we've purchased 5 camera kits, and they're to be strategically placed across the Arctic, in Yellowknife, in Whitehorse, here in Iqaluit, and elsewhere, Goose Bay and Kuujjuaq, I guess. These kits are to be made available, or are available, for the filmmakers, the academics, to use for filmmaking. And as part of that, we're working on I guess, a manual for academics. I know lots of academics, and I know lots of filmmakers, and they're not generally the same kind of people. Filmmakers know and understand and appreciate technology. Academics don't necessarily appreciate. They might appreciate technology, but not the same kind of technology. So the objective is to get academics to apply for money from SSHRC, where there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars waiting for you to apply for, and work with filmmakers across the Arctic. So another thing that we've done is we've been making contacts with filmmakers across the Arctic. Generally, people that I'm sure that all of you know from your travels, but people in various communities that have some filmmaking experience. And we've been developing contacts so that when the academics get the money that they need to make the videos, we'll be able to provide them with some initial contacts so they can hire people in the north, these young filmmakers like Jordan and others, to work with them and co-create or otherwise create video or documentary films or video outputs that can then be qualify as knowledge mobilization for SHIRC, and also, importantly, as information for the various communities and the people that need to understand what the research is about. So my role here today is to talk to you a little bit about this, but also to meet people and explain more about what we're doing. But we do almost have a guide for filmmakers that tells you which end of the camera to look into and all of those kinds of things. But also importantly tells you a little bit about the technique of filmmaking so that you can take, even novices can take advantage of it, and you can start working with the equipment. The other thing that I'm here to do, I guess, is, and I'm just a couple of days early on this, but I'm part of a group that has launched the Journal of Video Ethnography. So it's a website, and you'll just have to Google Journal of Video Ethnography. And it's a perfect place for films like this film, and other films to be peer-reviewed. And that, for the academics, of course, you'll understand what peer review means, and you'll also understand that no film or video is peer-reviewed at the moment. So the objective is to make these videos, to give them that academic or scientific credibility that's so important for academics, but also to give it a certain kind of credibility that films don't normally have. And so this is a project out of DePaul University in Chicago, and it will be officially launched. There's a couple of bugs left online. You can find it today, but I'm assured that on the 10th of September the bugs will be out of it, and we will officially be launching the Journal of Video Ethnography. And also, to the filmmakers in the room, we are also holding the first annual Ethnography Festival in Paris next year. And this is part of the World Social Science Forum. And anyhow, we are launching a film festival dedicated to ethnographic films. And many of the films that have been produced in the Arctic ever since Flaherty shot Nunavut of the North have been graphic in their orientation, and so we would welcome, of course, submissions from anyone in the room, but filmmakers across the North especially, and this is all part of the effort to get knowledge, not so much maybe into individual communities in the Arctic, although there's lots of possibility, but to draw people's attention to the possibilities of using film or video as a tool for reaching not just the communities, but the world, the entire world. So I'll welcome Kelly maybe to come up here and join me. And Kelly can tell you a little bit about who she is and what she does. And I'll lean over so she can aim her camera.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.